Can I make this springtime pen more fall looking? That's the question. Hi, it's Tammy with Frou-frou Studio, and welcome back for another episode of I Saw It on Pinterest. I really like the layout of this particular pen by Hudson's Holiday Designs, and I am going to try to adapt this into a more fall looking, I'm going to make it like a journal topper. And so I hope you will continue watching and let me know if my make was a success or a failure. So the way that I'm going to get started on this is I have taken a book out of my French dictionary. I backed it on some manila file folder, and I cut it out with a decal trimmer so it'd have a nice rough edge. And so this is going to be my background piece for making this. And so we're going to go from there and see what we can do. I'm going to move my iPad over to the side so that it's not taking up any of my workspace. And we'll get started and see what we can do. And obviously the first thing I'm going to do is ink around the edges of this page. And I am going to use my ground espresso to do so because it's a darker color. And I want a really nice dark brown edge around this paper. And you can see that when you use the decal trimmer, you get a nice brown edge, especially on this old paper. Alright, so now that that's done, we can start laying out the rest. Now, I am not sure, and I didn't read all this. I'm sure if I read all this, I would know. I'm thinking what she did is she printed the eggs on the book page. Let's see if I can find it real quickly. She used an accounting book, so her book is an accounting book, and she's decorated a whole book for like a display. Yeah, she printed the actual eggs on the dictionary page. I'm not going to do that. I have this fall napkin, and I am going to try and put this napkin on here and to get the look I want in the background. So we're gonna start with that. And I think I'm gonna do it about right here. How much is that gonna give me? Yeah. So the easiest way to rip a napkin is to take one of these watercolor pens brushes and wet where you want to tear it. So if I wet right across there, I should be able to tear it fairly easily. You can see how easily that tears when you do that. And then this way, I'm going to do it about right here. And just go down your line 2 or 3 times, and then it'll come right off. Alright, so that's going to be my background. Oops, you can see I tore it because I got it wet in the middle. Well, that's no good. It's okay, I think it's going to work anyway. Yeah, it'll be fine. Alright, so I am going to use collage medium to put this down, I believe. Grab that. And I'm going to use one of these little silicone little spreaders. And put some of this collage medium. You have to work pretty quick with this stuff. It dries pretty quickly. And this also gives your paper, if you have older paper, a little extra stability. I'm going to go ahead and put it over the whole page, even though I'm not covering the whole page. Okay. Put this down. And I'm not worried that there's wrinkles. That doesn't bother me. There ends up being some. And I'm just going to use my finger to try to get any of the bubbles out because I don't want it to rip anymore. Now I'll go over the top. Okay, and we'll trim off any edges when it dries. Okay, and you can see that you can still read the dictionary page behind, which is kind of what we're going for. But we have a nice fall image on the top. And then I can just wipe off my silicone brush here, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so while that's drying for a second, we'll go on to the other smaller parts. She used a party streamer ruffle behind her bird, and I don't have any of those, and so I'm going to use this little, it's like a mini cupcake or a candy wrapper, you know, the little paper like it's around a cupcake. And it's the smaller size. It's not the full size cupcake. And I have just sprayed it with some coffee. It wasn't very strong coffee. It gave it just a little bit of color. And now I am inking it with the ground espresso and also with a vintage photo to kind of grab it up a little bit. Now, I will tell you that if you spray these with coffee, you do kind of lose some of the creases. And so you're going to want to kind of fold those back in. You know, I just kind of went around and just kind of did this sort of thing. Just to get some of those creases back in there. Okay. So we've got that piece, and then I have this little digital bird that's more fall looking than her little spring looking bird over there. I'm going to ink around that. And then I'm going to glue the bird right in the center of the little cupcake holder. And this bird is printed out on cardstock, and then I, whoops, dropped it all over my desk and got glue everywhere. And then I cut it out with my circle punch. So we're going to put that right in the middle. And again, you might want to, you know, put some of these little folds back in there. While it's still wet. Stay in the middle there. Alright, so there's our little bird. And then we need to make a little tag, and I have these just little pre-made tags. You could, of course, make your own. I'm going to ink that, and then I'm going to do a little bit of stamping on that. I'm just going to put like a little, she's got like a little faux, or a little viney looking flower. And I'm going to use this one, I believe. I may have to get out my other, let me get out my archival or stays on timber brown. I think that's more of the color, yeah. And I'm just going to put it over here like that. And then I'm going to take a little faux stitching, if I can find it real quick. Put a little zigzag stitch across here, and then in a different color, I'm going to use my archival coffee, and I'm going to take this little script stamp and just kind of put it on there. Just to kind of make a cute little tag to go up in the corner. Okay, so now we need to get our little thing dry here. So I'm going to take out my heat gun. See if I can't speed up the drying process a little bit. Normally I would just let this air dry, but for the sake of the video, we'll go ahead and get it dry so we can move on. Be sure if you're drying with a heat tool that you dry both sides so that it will penetrate all the way through the paper. It's going to roll up, but then when it gets dry, it'll flatten back out. But you want to make sure you get dry all the way through your paper. Now, if you use collage medium, it does have a little bit of a shine to it. If you would rather not have that shine, I would recommend using matte gel medium because it does not have the shine. Okay, I think that's dry enough that we can move on. If I can get my heat gun back on my little hook there. Alright. Yeah, it's still got a couple of wet spots, but they're not wet enough to affect what we're doing. So, alright, so let's trim this little edge here. I'm just going to kind of follow the decal trim, trying to make sure that I smush down really well where I ripped it so that it looks okay. But by the time we get everything on here, I think it'll be fine. Okay, next step. For our next step, we are going to take this piece of ribbon, and I'm trying to decide where I want to put it because I don't want to block all of my pumpkins. I think I'm going to put it about right there. Yep. All right, so I'm going to wrap it And I think that I am actually going to glue and tape with some masking tape. And the reason I say that is since this fabric or ribbon is so has a tendency to fray, I'm just going to give it a double whammy here. And because it's going to be a journal topper, you're not going to see the back anyway. So I'm just putting our glitter glue down, kind of bending it over. And then I'm going to take a piece of masking tape and go right over that to hold it down and keep it from fraying. I'm not going to do anything on the front side. I don't think we need it by the time we get everything else on here. Okay. So next, she has used some ribbon, and she has gone up and down this way and across this way with her ribbon. So I have some sorry silk here. Sorry for that clinking. So we're gonna go around like this. And again, I'm gonna cut mine because I don't want to waste. I don't want to go all the way around when I don't need to. So I'm gonna put that on there. To go that way, and then I'm gonna go up and down this way. And you could use any kind of ribbon for this. I'm sure anything would work and look fine. I just like this brown with this particular napkin. See if I can get this to lay flat. We may do. I'm going to run some double-sided tape. Just one of the skinny ones down through here so that I can get it nice and flat. line. I could have ironed it, but what's the fun in that, right? Okay. And then cut that. Let's flip it over. And then I'm going to need a piece for a couple of tails to stick out underneath. I got a string. Underneath the circle. So I'm going to cut those intentionally long, and then we'll figure it out. All right, next. All right, we need to mount our buttons and our tag up here. Get that out of the way. So I have picked out 3 buttons and my little tag that we made. And she used, I'm going to make this shorter. I can already tell you it's too long. So I'm just going to tie another knot in it higher up. And then cut it off. She used some Spanish moss, which I think is very cute. And I have some moss here, but it's very messy. And I don't think that it makes a lot of sense to use that for a journal, where hers is just a display. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to use this cheesecloth that's been coffee stained, and I'm going to cut off a piece of it and just make it really, really stringy. I'm just going to pull on it until it's just really stringy looking, because I think that is probably, you know, a better material for this kind of thing than the moss would be. Okay, so we're going to put that on there like that. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. Put my tag on. And my buttons. and then we are going to put our bird on here. And we're going to put some more of this up underneath. And we're going to put our little tail of our ribbon. I'm trying to straighten this out a little bit. So we'll put our tail right here in the center. Glue our moss down, which is not really moss, but you get the point. And then glue our bird on there. Trim our tails a little bit. Okay, and then I have just some little faux flowery kind of bits. And she has put them on the sides of her book, but she also has some sticking down here. So I'm going to use part of that one, part of this one, part of that one. And there's nothing special about those. They're just little faux flowers. And I'm going to stick them like right in between those two little tails. She also put some on the side of her book, but we don't have a side of the book yet, so. Do I need that much of that yellow? There's not really any way to make it any smaller. Another string. Another string. All right. Do we want to do anything else? I don't think so. I think that's really cute. And I do have another version that I'm going to do that I've already gotten out the supplies for. We can do that real quick, and if I get to where I think the video's too long, I'll speed up through the drying of the decoupage or something like that. Maybe we'll do this one with matte gel and I can show you the difference. All right, so for this one, I'm going to use the sunflower napkin, and I'm going to use a butterfly instead of the bird. Everything else is pretty much the same. So, my buttons. Let's get this on here first. I love this napkin. All right. So where'd my, there we go. So I don't want to do it all the way to this edge because it's got a funky edge on it. So I'm going to do it about right here. And then about right here. About right there. Okay, so let's get that down, and again, we'll use matte gel medium this time. Same thing. It's a French dictionary page with manila file folder on the back. Oops. You have to be really careful, guys, because these napkins will rip. But the good thing is that usually you can move them back into place, and it'll end up looking all right by the time you get everything dry and where it needs to go. Okay. Oh, I need to top coat it. Normally I would let this dry before I put the top coat on. I think I said that the first time, but in case I didn't. Alright, we'll let that dry a few minutes and prepare our other pieces, and then we'll finish it off by the heat gun if we need to. Okay, so let's get our little cupcake holder inked up here. Another thing that would look really cute is to put some splatters on that. Maybe we'll do that on this one, just to give it a variety. And this is just a butterfly digital that I had that I cut out with my circle punch. Nothing special, and it's on a scrap piece of cardstock, just to make it a little sturdier. Just kind of put some folds back in there. Now, if you don't use the coffee, if you don't wet them and you just flatten them out and then put ink on them, you maintain a lot more of the little creases. But they're really, really white. So, you could probably achieve the same thing with ink. You know, by inking them. I don't know that the coffee really, at least the coffee I used, because it was really weak, added that much to it. Okay, so let's ink this up. Ooh, I got that one a little dark. Maybe we'll use this side. Got a little carried away with the ink there. Okay, so let's stamp this with our stamps. I'm just going to use the same ones. I think they work just fine. So we'll put the flowers and the stitching. And then we'll do the scripty bits in the lighter color. We can move all that out of the way now. Move our ink out of the way. Actually, I haven't done all the way around that page yet. Alright, so let's get this dry real quick. The only reason for putting my hand here is so I don't blow everything else that's on my desk all over the place. that's good enough. Alright, so we're going to install our little piece of ribbon here. This one, it doesn't really matter pattern-wise. So I think I can go right in the middle. Actually, I don't want to because I like the way that it looks in thirds better. Alright. So we're going to, again, glue and tape. So we'll put the glue first. Then put the tape. Pull it tight. Glue. Tape. And cut it off. Alright, and then for this one, I have picked this crinkled seam ribbon, which will be much easier actually because it's actually flat. We're going to put that around here. So that's not the middle. There we go. Get off my finger. And here. And then this way. All right, and let's get a piece of the cheesecloth. To make our stringy bits. And glue our tag down Again, let's make this a little shorter. And our buttons. And you could sew those on too. That'd be cute. Put some little stitching on them. Ugh. Gotta love that Fabri-Tac getting all over you. Okay, and where'd my other little furry bit go? Probably in the floor. That's where most things end up. I have to end up getting down there and picking everything up when I'm done. May have gotten that little side piece a little too far over. I bet I can't move it now. We're gonna try. That's better. It wasn't near as bad as I thought it was going to be moving it. All right, get on over there. Okay, let's not forget our little tails. Now, when I'm gluing down these round parts, I'm just gluing the part that has the cardstock so that those little ruffly things are still free. Let's see what we have left that we can. Stick up under there. Just to give it a little something something. Alright, there we go. There's our second one. Let's ink all the way around this one because I forgot to do that. Ta-da! So yeah, I think that works for fall just as well as it does spring. I think it would work for winter. It'd be really cute for Christmas because you could use a Christmas tissue or a Christmas napkin and make your focal point, you know, Santa or something like that, and that would be really cute. So if you were to use it as a journal topper, like if you took this was your journal, then it would just go on the top like that, and then you could, you know, decorate your spine or whatever to match the rest of it. You could also put, like, let's see if I've got something here. For example, you could put, you know, a bolder background like that, and then do it like that. That would be kind of cool. I like that, actually. Very fall. So, yeah, all kinds of options that you could use. Here's a lighter one. It wouldn't be quite as bold. Still very pretty. Actually, that one looks really good with it. And then for this one, I don't think I have anything in this one that would work. I keep thinking denim when I see that blue. So if you had some denim cardstock or even some denim fabric, I do have some denim cardstock somewhere, but I don't know at the moment where it is. So you could focus on the blue, or you could focus on the kind of goldy color, and put it on something like that. If you wanted just the butterfly and the flowers to stand out. Or you could use, you know, like I said, something blue. Let's see. I've got like this ticking digital. If you put that behind it, that would be kind of cute too. So yeah, lots of options, and it's a fairly easy make. And I was ready for an easy one after the one I did last week. So again, let's thank our creator, Hudson's Holidays Design, and let's see, it's Hudson's Holidays blogspot.com, all small letters, if you want to go and check out her makes. She does probably more quilts and home decor kind of things, but she does a lot of patterns for if you do so, like for little patterns for little stuffed animals and stuff like that. So check her out, and I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I think they turned out pretty well. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys back on Friday for the 50 Stack Challenge 3. Until then, have a good evening. Bye.